Good morning, Franz. How you doing? Mudos was first, Necromancer was second, and Dwarf was third, Fantasy was fourth. Hello. I did a little bit more work on this yesterday. We got the watch done. Whatever mess is going on here with these ties and ribbons and whatnot, and we did the little plague rat plaque thing. And I'm working on getting the hands right, but I'm struggling with them. So I think I'm probably going to have to do my usual pull that little piece over and focus on it. Sorry, I was cleaning some more stuff. I got one of the boxes out of the dining room, and now there's stuff on my desk, and it's in the way. Alright, let's get that out of the way. There we go. You're in a bad mental state? Well, there's no better place to be than amongst friends. You just let us know how we can help you, and we'll be right there. Alright, I'm going to... going to grab this part. And I'm going to drag this right about here so we can kind of see what we're doing. Looks so weird. It's like she's got 4 arms. Tech anxiety and less than 5 hours of sleep. Yeah, getting poor sleep will color your whole world. Yeah, Morty's starting to see where all the problems lie. Hands are super hard. I just wanted this little bit of stuff so that I know this goes here. So let's paint that in real quick. Oh, something like that. Let me move this over a bit so I can still see chat. General Grievous, is that you? Thanks for the hydrate, dwarf. Yeah, it looks a little bit strange. The hands are definitely way off. I mean, the thumb's kind of right. Let's see, I'll sketch in this ring here. I'll take this. These final stages get real hard. And of course she's got this weird makeup on her hands too that's really extra confusing. Because I'm not exactly sure what's going on. So, how were your evenings yesterday? Well enough. What percent progress has been made on the mountain of boxes? I'm not really sure how to put that into a percentage. But I did get rid of the giant box that was in the dining room, and all of the boxes that I have emptied so far went out in the recycle today, so they're out of the way. There's now a donation box as well. So stuff that I'm still getting rid of, because less stuff is better. As for percentages, I'd say I'm like 87% of the way through the boxes. There's 3 large boxes left in the basement. And then there's 2 small ones in the kitchen, a medium one in the garage, and 3 medium small boxes in the living room. No, 4. 4 or 5. I think it's 5. Yeah. Progress is still being made. It's very slow at this point. My dad was asking me what my plan was for my bed, so I'll have to show him that later. Because my frame is still sitting in the garage, but it's not in the way at the moment, so that's good. This makeup just makes her hands look really, really dirty. Like she's been digging around in fire coals. It's a little bit awkward. It's really hard to paint. It makes her knuckles look huge and old. I don't know what effect she was going for, but I don't think it worked. That's sand. Thanks for the hydrate. We're working on details today. And by details, I mean these atrocious hands that I hate painting. I think some things are just easier to do with the airbrush. How you doing today, Death? Neff! Good reminder, I hadn't taken my maracas. Neff finally got to remind me. By mere presence alone. Foot's going numb. Everybody take your meds! And Necromancer has redeemed a street. You're at work? Work is good. Technically, this is my work. So I'm at work too. Welcome to work. And a posture check from Neff as well. Everybody untrim their spines. Just try and loosen up. I wish my leg would loosen up. Oh my lord. It hurts. Maraca time. What am I doing? Three minutes. Now we'll have food. Excellent. I had a bit of bread this morning. Very unusual for me. It was fennel bread with all sorts of other seeds in it, so it was like a multi-grain sort of thing from the farmer's market. My brother took my mom to the farmer's market yesterday. So that she could get out and walk around. Get some social interaction, quote unquote. As much as you can when you have pretty severe aphasia. Leverwurst on it, which is a liver sausage pate. Yeah, apparently they've been eating carbs and not telling me. And they're like, it's for special occasions. And I'm like, uh-huh. I'm just an excuse, I see. We tease each other all the time. It's fine. God, it's noisy. I think the garbage truck is coming back around the other side of the street. By garbage truck, I mean recycle truck, because apparently here, not only is there a limit on how much you're allowed to throw out in a week, but recycle is every 2 weeks and garbage is every 2 weeks. So, like, they alternate. So it was good that I got through as many of the boxes that I could, because apparently we would have had to wait another 2 weeks to get rid of them. And of course there's a limit too. Suspicious, suspicious. Yes. That's basically the reaction they got from me. Oh, it's starting to come together finally. I can see the vision. The more I futz around with it, the better it gets. It's usually the opposite. I know you're here, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. Where's my goddamn $5? Death coming in with the weird quotes. It's about time. I asked you how you were like 10 minutes ago. Death be deathin'. Yep. I mean, after all, nobody can predict death. God, this weird makeup's really throwing off my groove. I don't like it. Skin's hard enough to paint already. Maddie, why do you do this to me? Rifling around in the coals. I'm just gonna have to repaint this thing entirely. It's very distracting, that one. weird, super bright knuckle. Eh. Oh, it's starting to come together, guys. What are you hiding from, Fantasy? You can always hide behind me too, Fantasy. Well, you can hide behind me. I'm a stronger demon. They come anywhere near you, I'll bite them. Just okay? I protect. Tried to make food, made some pieces way too salty. What did you make? Because there might be a way to reduce the saltiness. Chicken slice pieces, roast in the oven with a little oil, salt, pepper, lime, and honey. I mean, the best way to do that would be to maybe scrape it off. Yeah, Necromancer's got this. He'll protect you. If you can scrape off a little bit of the saltier parts. Or just add more honey. Honey's always good. Yeah, look how much that's improved already. I'm gonna back up just a smidge. They look like hands now. Yay! Well, they're starting to. I'm gonna get rid of this little chunk that's in the way now. Ate most of them. There's 3 pieces left, so not so bad. Making Casper, my D&D character, even more sweet now. He has a daughter and a loving wife. Aww. On a side note, we'll be down here with many skellies, and they all need hugs. Bony hugs. for the hydrate death. Ross, good morning. Or good evening. You won't give me my fucking $5 so for garlic and holy water in your stupid mouth. Took one of those alignment tests years ago. I'd apparently be neutral good. I know it's still morning where you are, but I determine morning by whether you've slept or not. We're doing detail parts of the painting today. If you hadn't noticed. Maddie's makeup is making it very hard for me to paint the hands. I took one that was chaotic neutral. I don't even remember. I've taken so many of those, I don't even know anymore. I didn't get much sleep. Made the mistake of trying to update my iPhone. First, it was like, you need to free up at least 12 gigabytes of space. Okay. And given the kind of snafu with updating, somehow I was 50 plus gigabytes past capacity for the update. So I had to get rid of all the music, but now things are back to normal. Minus 2 to 3 hours of sorting things. Oh, lovely. Top yesterday being one, I'm going to violent action redacted if this keeps going. Yeah, that's true. I wonder why people snap nowadays. Like, why is everybody so stressed and angry? Probably because stupid people make us stressed and angry. They'll never understand. The stupid people just don't get it. They're too self-absorbed. Ah! My mom probably will not have things, Ross. Thanks for the hydrate, Death. You are definitely chaotic neutral, Death. Definitely. I think Ross is like I would put him at a I wouldn't say chaotic neutral, but I wish I could say chaotic lawful. I think I think chaotic or lawful chaotic lawful. They're I know you can't do that in the alignment chart, but that's where I would put them. Okay, the hands are starting to look better. There's something with her fingers. They look wrong, you know? Don't know what it is, but the fingers look wrong. Oh. A little bit more. Not quite right yet. That's a lot better. Oh, I just didn't have enough color. Marna. Yeah, I brought the reference a little bit closer because I was struggling with the hands. They're getting there. They're being difficult. All of this stuff in this area was just kind of very quickly tossed in, so it's... a little bit out of sorts. But we're getting there. The hands, not the hands, ah! Thank you, Maradai. How you doing today? Yep, Fantasy's hiding in the crypt with Necromancer. I'm glad I can bring people together that help each other. That makes my day complete. My tea is gone. And I want more tea, but I'm also running out of milk. Eh. Cheese only bought 1 liter of milk. I think he underestimated that, I drink a lot of tea. I also own a lot of tea that I need to get through. And I only ever put milk in my tea. Yep, there's only a few things on Fox that we need to finish. Like the little key or whatever that's dangling from his belt. The details on the chains. The necklaces. Well, mainly the one necklace with all the little teeth on it. That one bit of filigree, and then we just need to touch up some of the depth of the shadows on his coat and his earring, and I think he'll be done. His nose is still slightly off, but I don't think I want to play around with it anymore. Might do a little bit of extra detailing in his hair towards the end. time to switch to green tea. God, I wish I had some matcha. Matcha would be great. I just don't know what's good in terms of matcha to buy, and matcha's so expensive. I'm just like, The effort you put into this is insane. If anyone says otherwise, you have no idea. Their ignorance speaks volumes. Well, yeah. I mean, people are like, can't you just draw me a picture for free? And they don't realize exactly how much effort and how many decades of practice and learning went into being able to paint something like this. This is why paying artists fair value for their work is important. Well, this is also why artists don't typically make a lot of money, and now with the rise of AI, it's even more difficult. But I want to have these nicely printed, and I want to send 2 copies. One to Kit and one to Maddie. Just the painting part. Yeah, don't rant about it. We all feel the same way anyways, Ross. Just calm down. Just calm down. It's fine. It's more difficult for artists, but at the same time, there are people who value real art, like Necromancer. You know, he's paying me for art pieces. And the more of these kinds of paintings that I do in between finishing his piece, the better his piece gets, because I'm learning so much. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I would have been fine leaving Maddie's overskirt the way it is now. Like, I would have been okay with that. But now that I'm zooming in and doing the details on the belt and learning more about how light and shadow reflects off of these surfaces and how to mimic these textures with paint, I'm just like, I want to do more. I'm like addicted to this. I'm really enjoying it. Really, truly enjoying this. And I didn't think I would enjoy photorealistic painting, because, like, Sai says, like, oh, well, I could just take a picture and it would be the same thing, and I was in agreement. I was like, yeah, well, I could stylize something instead, because that would be more interesting, because, you know, you've got a photo. But at the same time, like, the enjoyment I get out of the process of matching a painting to a photo like this is really rewarding. And I don't understand why I, like, don't appreciate photorealistic stuff, even though, well, didn't appreciate photorealistic painting until I started doing it myself. And I think art in general is a lot of that. Like, people don't really understand it until they learn to do it themselves. And I think this is why education in the arts is actually really important. Because, like, I know some of you guys are, like, really into poetry, like NB. NB really likes doing poetry, and I cannot get into poetry. I do not like it. I don't understand it. I don't want anything to do with it. I just don't like it. Like, I understand it has its value. I've read a couple poems that are pretty good, but most poetry that I've ever read, I'm just like, this is trash. This is like, yes, we've got some rhyming schemes, but they all have these rules. And I'm like, fuck the rules. Screw the rules. I have green hair. If I were Lagoon. Yeah, I think Ross needs to be dragged down into the crypt with you guys just to stay away from the real world. Let's see. I love your paintings. I'm saving up to hire an artist to draw D&D character Thomas Halfling and play for like 3 years. Yeah. Reminded of how people thinking some race car drivers have talent. Well, that might be partially true. The reality is the best of drivers do as much practice as they can with the field they can. Yep. They try to learn anything and everything. And they take things dead serious. No, right? Exactly. And, like, I think every hobby and every talent and skill is like that. Whether you're a musician, an artist, a driver, a coder. Like, when Sai starts talking about her programming, I'm like, I don't understand some of this stuff. Like, I get a large portion of it, but there's some parts I just don't understand. And she starts getting into some really detailed things, and I'm like, this is way over my head, but I appreciate you rambling about stuff. And even, like, my friend Ash back in Kitchener, like, they were an amazing person. Their hobbies absolutely do not overlap with mine. Like, they are super into, like, K-pop and, like, Korean fan culture, particularly, like, BTS. And they sat in my apartment and rambled for, like, almost 3 hours about K-pop stuff. I didn't understand any of it. But I just loved listening to them talk because they were just so passionate about it. And I'm like, I've seen a couple of stuff you share on B-Sky, and it's like, those guys are hot, and a lot of quotes you share are, like, really super friendly and great. And she's like, or they're like, yeah, like, one person got out of the, like, maggot QAnon rabbit hole because they fell in love with BTS and started, like, opening their heart more to other people just because of the fandom, and then they got out of the hatred cycle because of this fandom. And I'm like, that is absolutely fucking fantastic. And, like, that's how I feel about, you know, people being passionate about something and sharing their passion. And I was like, if we just talk to each other more, we would find out that while, like, our hobbies are completely and utterly incompatible in some respects, we're really not all that different. We just want people to be good to us and let us live our lives and treat us with respect. We just want people to respect our hobbies enough to be like, you have your hobby, I have my hobby. That's great. And I think if people just talk to each other more, they would find out that there's actually really nothing to hate about someone. Unless, of course, they're pedophile. And those people need to be destroyed. That is actual criminals who do horrible things to other people. That's not a hobby, that's cruelty. So cruel people are evil. Just get rid of them. They would be kicked out of the tribe, they would be banished, and they would go off into the wilderness and probably die. We don't have that kind of thing anymore. Although we could drop them in the middle of the boreal forest, in the wilderness in Canada, far away from any roads. That's a good banishment. You're a murderer or a child predator, you get locked in this nature reservation area. The borders are protected, so if you come across one of the borders and you try to cross it, you're sniped. Otherwise, you have to try and survive in this dead zone with all the wild animals. No tools, no skills. We leave you naked in the woods and see how you survive. Good luck. Oh, it's the middle of winter? Well, we'll pick up your corpse in the spring. Or, actually, no, never mind. The animals will get it. I keep saying, Marna, you're not supposed to throw garbage in the ocean. I know you're not supposed to throw garbage in the woods either, but you could just put them in the sea. You see, they wouldn't have a survival chance. There's a chance they could survive in the other place. They're not allowed to leave the reserve. But there's a chance they could survive. If you just drop them in the ocean, then there's no chance for them. You can't be too evil. Nah, traitors should just be in prison. But people who murder or rape etc. Like the really, really bad, heinous crimes, torture, kidnapping, imprisonment, trafficking. Those people, toss them onto the reserve. It's probably a little too extreme for most people, but like that's how I feel about people who assault children and others. And people who make drugs. Drug producers. The sellers, no, they can go to prison, but the producers are the ones that should be thrown onto the reserve naked. It's extreme. I'm sure there's probably a book about that somewhere, some sort of fantasy story or sci-fi or dystopian novel. They could make an interesting one. What happens if there were multiples and they actually teamed up together to survive and then tried to escape? What would happen? They'd probably not last very long, let's be honest. I thought about how to make a gang in Cyberpunk 2077. I think how the group would deal with people who cross some lines should not be crossed. I'm trying, and my problems are just meh. What about Italy? It was so good my teacher read it out to the whole school. Read it out to the whole school? Jesus. I bet you got made fun of that. Made fun of for that one. Anytime anybody gets recognition from a teacher, they always get punished by the other students, and it's horrible. Teachers shouldn't do that. It sounds like what countries did with Australia. Well, they just sent all of their criminals there. All of them. In huge batches. What you gotta do is put them down one at a time. You wait until one's gone, and then you throw another one in there. It's like one of those, what are they called? In castles. The pit thing. God, what are they called? There's a specific name for them, and I can't remember what it is. Oubliette! Thank you, Mujos. It's the oubliette. I love that word. No, I'm out of tea. Hold on, let me make a drink here. Death has redeemed the hydrate. What flavors does Death get to pick from? There are 3 colors, but in some cases there are different flavors of these 3 colors. We have red, purple, and blue. So pick a color. Red? Okay, there's only one kind of red left, so you don't get to choose between that. But that is the last red. There will be no more reds unless I get Sai to order me another pack of something. Which I might have her do that for me. Because she's still got Amazon Prime until like February or something. And then I'm on my own! And then if people want me to drink weird flavored things, I'll have to add them to my throne. Till then, I'll just pay for them myself. Again! I almost dodged those. Alright, I just had to refill the water container a bit. Yeah, but Sai has my credit card on her Prime. And she's, she moved home, so she's living with her parents and they have Prime. So she's like, there's no point in me paying for Prime twice. Petition die in the woods. The animals eat them. That's the cycle of life. Yep. I think that's the scene from Iron Man where Tony Stark leaves a terrorist at the mercy of the villagers, and he just says, as he flies away, he's all yours. Yep. Alright, we've got our last Hawaiian punch in red, which is fruit juicy red. It looks like it supposedly contains pineapple, apple, mango, grape, and orange. It's a fruit punch. Let's see if the picture on the yeah, the purple one is different. It's got a picture of a pineapple, a green apple, and grapes. And the blue one has a picture of kiwis, strawberries, blueberries, and it looks like slices of green apple. So yeah, this is our last fruit punch. The Skittles ones are pretty good. So maybe I'll have Sai order me some Skittles Tropical and the Sunkissed. The Sunkissed were the best ones. For some reason, like almost all of them have a strawberry flavor in them, and Sai really hates the strawberry flavored ones. Also, hi Cora. I just saw your hydrate there. It was hiding. So we only have two colors left. There's blue and purple. Our water's gonna go over there. This has to go downstairs. Yeah, those hands are looking so much better than when we started today. Let's see. I think I have a copy. Yeah, this is where we started today. This is where we left off. Presently, this is where we're sitting. So we've come quite far. Somebody asked why it's called GQX and it's a placeholder name. Is that it? Why? They're breaking the fourth wall there. It's kind of weird. I'm just gonna call it the GQX. You're gonna ask your teacher to give it back. He still has it. You didn't keep a copy of it? Interesting. I found a little sketchbook with a whole bunch of old drawings in it from like 2003, I think. And I went and got an eraser and erased them out of the sketchbook. Let's see if there's a date on one of the ones that I saved. Yeah, 2003. Mostly some drawings of Sephiroth. And they're terrible. But some of them were okay, so I kept a couple of them, but I erased most of them so I can use the paper for something else. I also found out when I was like cleaning up, I found these rolls of like really, really nice quality paper, and I might turn them into a really nice book for Nameless to do his writings in. Man, the new Ava was so good. I liked the happy ending this time. It needed that. The end when Shinji finally fucking smiles and you're like, oh, thank God. This boy has healed. Oh, yeah, no, it's really depressing and fucked up. Just as fucked up as probably the original one was, but the ending is actually happy, and you're just like, and seeing a grown-up Shinji, you're just like, oh! He's a cutie pie. Yeah, well, I mean, the guy who wrote Evangelion was super depressed. Naff! Yeah, Seele is... Fuck those guys. Nah, Gendo also needed a better ending, because, like... The man got fucked up by the death of his wife. And, he abandoned his son because... he saw too much of his wife in him, and it was trauma and depression all rolled into one. Gendo was just a product of trauma and obsession, and it turned him into a terrible person, but not like an irredeemable person. Thanks for the hydrate. And now we have a stretch. I'm gonna stretch out my leg. Bend this knee. There is something about a muscle in my knee. It won't loosen, whether I massage it or stretch it or whatever. There's something wrong with it. Hideki was super depressed. Yeah, he was. I recently watched a documentary, one of those YouTuber documentaries on Evangelion, and it was really well done. I think I need to add a bit of blue shadow to Fox's coat. Just a faintest hint of blue, because it's reflecting some of the blue of the sky. But it's also picking up a lot of yellow of the sun, so I think I need to, in the shadows, just throw some blue in there. Sorry, I'm just massaging a knot out of the muscle in my knee, next to my knee, because there's a. Oh, I gotta pee my own Gregorius. Ow! Oh. A lot of artists create some of their best, deepest work when they are terminally depressed. It's kind of sad, really, but that's what art is. Art is an expression of how we feel at the time, and like some of the best art movements in human history were during the periods of deepest darkness, like the plague and the world wars. You see it in art revolutions, architecture, and interior design revolutions. A lot of artists don't make anything when they're depressed, but when they do make stuff when they're depressed, some of their most influential works do come out of those periods. Because it's an outlet for their pain. The problem also stems from, them not getting mental health help. And, if they had created stuff after getting help, would that have been a more influential piece when they had that sort of level of recovery? Like, would their work be greater than it could have been? That's the question. This is why, I think everybody should get help. Everybody should have a therapist. Therapy should be, it should be free, and even therapists should be able to see therapists. Actually, therapists should be mandated to see a therapist. It's just a circle of therapy. Therapy circle jerk. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily that suffering produces the best work. It just so happens that some of the time, some of the most intense suffering brings about the impetus for such peace. But also, you look at the renewal of Evangelion, and the ending is the ending itself is so joyful and wonderful that it's a journey of healing. So when you look at some depressed artists' work, the original Evangelion was so depressing. I never wanted to watch the end. I would watch parts of Evangelion because I liked the animation sequences and the music, some of the more fun events, like when Shinji had to do the synchronized kill with Asuka. That episode was great. I love that episode. But the ending of the series where everybody just turns into orange goo and becomes one consciousness, yeah. But the new Evangelion is more of a journey of healing. And while lot of art is created in response to pain and suffering. It acts as an outlet and an expression for what people are suffering. A lot of comedy routines come about because of like political problems. Like in the current political climate, there's a lot of new comedy routines coming out, and again, like, great memes, like the Chololol guy. That came about as a response to him not being able to sing about the American Western, like cowboys and stuff. He couldn't say the words because it was Soviet Russia. And it became one of the greatest memes on the internet. Right? That was an artistic expression in response to oppression. So he's like, well, I can't sing the words, so I'll just the whole thing. Just mimic the words in a way. Because otherwise he would have been arrested and his life would have been over, and he possibly would have been shot even in those days. And so that was a fear response that created an artistic expression that carried through the ages and became a meme on the internet when people found it. And like some of the old artists who went insane from the toxins in their pigments created some of their most interesting and influential works during those periods. There was another artist who made a portrait of himself when he learned he had dementia, and he started making a portrait of himself, was it like every year or every couple of months, as his dementia progressed. And it's an influential series of artworks now. The guy's gone because he passed away from it. But it's really fascinating to look at. And like my mom, the art she does now is completely different from the art she did before. And I'm trying to encourage her to do more art as an outlet for how she's feeling, because she can't communicate as well anymore. And I think that the art that she can produce now is just as good as what she did before. It's just different, right? And it will be a way for her to express herself in the words that she can't get out because of her aphasia. Because like, she's there, she notices things, she's got hyper attention to detail now, which is really fascinating. And she did do a couple little drawings to help with like her exercise instructions, because she was having a bit of difficulty reading at some point. And the little drawings that she did were quite different from what I remember of her as an artist. Like, I've never seen her draw things in this way, little people. Like, I've never seen her draw them like that. And it's like, I want to see how much her art has changed. Oh, no. I'm trying to say that suffering isn't necessarily required for you to produce your best art. Some people have produced fantastic pieces of art while they were happy, and we don't know what kind of state of mind like Da Vinci was in or Michelangelo were in when they created their greatest works. They could have been perfectly fine. They were just artistic genii. They could have been the happiest people in the world. I mean, Jackson Pollock is very influential, and I don't think he was depressed. I'm just saying, like, some artists have produced their greatest, most influential works during their darkest periods. It's not a requirement. I think there's people who produce wonderful things when they're the happiest. apparently Michelangelo is a huge troll. There's that one Renaissance painter who painted silly self-portraits, and that's where the like troll face meme kind of comes from. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Go. Let's try and find it. There's this one guy. He was a Renaissance painter, and he did self-portraits that were very meme-like. Here it is, here it is. This guy. Like, this is a classical painter who painted basically memes. What we would consider a meme today, this was a self-portrait of him making funny faces into a mirror because it helped him with his expressions. This was a guy who's basically doing the same kind of thing I am, except he did it with actual oil paints on actual canvas. And he did funny expressions because it helped him with his skills in portraiture. And I think that's fucking great. Yep, Renaissance shitpost. This guy was like way ahead of his time. He would have fucking loved the internet. Can you imagine this man on the internet today? He would be a first-class troll. He'd be one of those fun gremlins to hang out with. And I just love it. I like this guy, he had a series of these kinds of things. Because he were just, I guess he was sick of all the like boring, regular, stoic portraits, and he just wanted to have fun. And he had the skill to do it. And I'm like, I love this. This is a vibe. Because it's like, you think back in history and you're like, everybody was so serious because all of the art that we have remaining from that period is super serious because it was limited to people who had money and they wanted serious things. But this guy's like, fuck it, I'll do what I want. And he made these and they were found, and when you look back in time, you're like, yeah, there were silly gremlin people all throughout history. You look at the carvings on the walls of Pompeii, and it's like, give me a number between 1,000 and 7,000. Oh, Necromancer's got it. The text owner of that painting. I am French, I come from the ground. Ha ha! It's that emphasis too, the ha ha! That's what it is. That's the text. Just ha ha! I love it. I love it. And it's like, I can't do this kind of painting, but maybe this is one of the paintings that I'll redo. I'm gonna redo this painting. This is gonna be one of the things. We're gonna dupe this one. So I'm gonna put this in my art in progress folder as a reference. But yeah, that one guy. Joseph Ducreaux. So Ducreux, I think is the name. He had a few of these. So let me see if I can look up that name. Yeah, he had a few of these. They're pretty great. There's a photo of a guy in the 1900s or a Chinese guy smiling while holding a bowl of rice. A photo of someone smiling was rare at that time. That's because photos took a really long time and it's really hard to hold a smile for that period of time. These paintings are great. Can you imagine, like, you know how long it takes me to do one of these paintings? This man had to wait for oil paint to dry. It's an ancient Japanese fart wall scroll, war scroll too. That is great. I love it. So you see, like, you don't have to be depressed and suffering to create some of your best works. Because this guy was having a grand old fart of a time. It was great. He was having a blast. And, like, the skill and technique he would have had to have acquired over years of being a painter. You know, like, you can tell he's already an older guy in these self-portraits. Thank you for the hydrate, Cora, and the posture check. Everybody on Shrimpthine Spines. Give your legs a little flex. Wave back and forth like seaweed in the ocean currents. Just a little bit of movement is important. Staying still for so long is bad for your body. But, like, humans have not changed. Like, that Norse writing that was way up in a cave and it says this is really high. or the graffiti on the walls of Pompeii, where it was like, for a good time, go to such and such or so and so. This person lies with men and. It's yeah, art doesn't have to be suffering. He gassing. 21 classic images of Japanese fart battles from the 19th century. Wow. Oh my god, these are great. They got fans! What is this? Men are dumb. I love it. Like collecting it in a bag. What is even going on? This guy's blowing over a whole tree with his ass. Japanese they were weird before we dropped bombs on them. And I say we as in like the Western people. He's a revolutionary for his time, yeah. They're like blowing over the war camp. Goddamn. I'm gonna drop this link in the memery. Someone please. That's great. Oh, even the ladies are getting in on it too. That's hilarious. This man painted a portrait of King Louis. Like, holy shit. You lyrics again, you're ready to take out their brother. The train station or work. Well, he's willing to pay for an Uber, but he won't pay you back what he owes you. You should just say that to him next time. He's like, I could pay for an Uber for less, and I'm like, you're willing to pay for an Uber, but you won't pay me back what you owe me. Just keep bringing it up, and if he's like, can you stop talking about it? You'll be like, well, if you pay me, I'll stop talking about it. Because I need that money. I would like my money back. It was a loan. Did his mirror more on his left side? Well, yeah. He's probably right-handed. But tremendous skill. Absolutely tremendous skill. I would never be able to do something like that. And also, welcome to the chat, Cora. Thank you for stopping by. Having people actually show up really does help. The more viewers I have, the more Twitch is likely to recommend me to people, and that helps the channel grow. As well as active chatters, and you guys are fantastic at that. I boop thee on the snoot. I boop thee on the snoot. Fantasy has booped my snoot. It is the boop snoot, like the doop snoot, but a lot happier. It is the snoot that gets booped, the boop snoot. Well, that one was a little bit different for you. You've been here for a short while? Yes, I know. By the hydrate that you gave me. Necromancer, are you hungry? He'll probably try to pull it. You didn't check the actual site, but like, I'm not taking another account no matter how much. He'll be like, just make an account. They'll know it. Yeah, well, just because they might know your information doesn't mean you need to give it to them. The smiling Chinese man. I am going to paint this one too. He looks so happy. He's like, I got rice. This is the greatest thing ever. Thou hast been booped. It's a 1900s photo, yeah. That guy probably held that for a fair bit of time. As one happy man eating rice. I get that happy when I eat rice, too. So, let's give this a little save here. I think you might sleep in a while. You're feeling sleepy? Get some rest. Should probably put my lid on my drink. Happiness is a weird emotion. For me, it's a weird emotion for everybody. I think. Emotions are just weird. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Rebel amongst each other in the chat. I'll be right back. Or get up and stretch. Stretching is good. Everybody get up and move. Moving is good for your body. Why are you dragging mud and dirt into your own house? Or Necromancer's house in that case, because you're all at Necrocon. Necromancer, they're destroying your house! I mean, Necromancer's riding in his own house, too. Necrocon got rowdy while I was gone. Of blood of the blood god. Of the blood god. You're bleeding out the blood god, are you? It's funny, I got up to go to the bathroom, and I stand up, and I look towards the litter box, and Tesla is just climbing out of it, and I'm like, oh, he went for a poop too. Fantasy and I are the good beans. Well, you guys are creating chaos and mess. We're just off in the corner cleaning things. I was looking at the towel rack that my grandfather made, and like he used particle board for the panels, and I might have to remake the panels because over the years water's gotten in them. So I might remake the panels for the towel rack that he made. It's a cute little thing. It's kind of like let me turn these off. What's on this layer? We'll just use this layer. So it's this little rack. That stands like this. It's got a base, and then there's the legs here. It's got a bar that goes across. Whoop. Like this. And it's got these panels on it. And it's kind of shaped like this. So it's got this scallop edge on the top. And it's got these little heart cutouts. That go through the board. And it's got these little square posts. Yeah, I can draw a straight line. That's right. Same thing in the back. This is like the worst drawing ever. Anyway, so something like that. I think it has these little notches out as it goes down. Where these little pole things sit. So we've got these poles that go across, and then it's got like a heart here, and I think it has another one here. Oops, goes that way. And then another little one here towards the bottom, like that. And these panels are made out of particle board, so they're starting to like expand and get all rough around the edges. Got like little hearts here, and it's starting to. Oh, that's somebody knocking on Cheese's door. Oh, Necromancer's off. Bye, Necromancer. I hope you have a good time confessing your sins. And if you need to talk, remember you can always message me over the weekend. And you have my number. If it's really urgent, you can call. Some of the God of Beer with Blood of the Blood God. Blood Beer? Something blood bread. Anyways, so it's also got like little cutouts down here for 4 racks because there were 4 of us in the house. So it's got 4 bars. And they're just little diamond shaped bars, which means they're squares and they're just turned on their point. And that's our towel rack in the bathroom. But over the years, the particle board has started to deteriorate because of the humidity in the bathroom and the towels. But it's only those panels, so I'm thinking of cutting new panels. These little bars go across the bottom as well. So there's 4 bars on the bottom for other things. It's usually where we store like extra toilet paper and stuff. So I think I might remake those panels. Yep. Let's just delete this layer. Anyways, those yeah, the panels are not they weren't gonna last very long because they were made out of particle board, and so I might repaint them or remake them and then repaint them with something, or I might sand all the paint off. It's painted white right now, but I might sand the paint off all the wood parts and urethane it and leave it as natural wood, because I want to repaint the bathroom. I actually want to redo the whole bathroom, but I can't afford to redo the whole bathroom. But like the linoleum on the floor is coming apart. There's big gashes in it that were there before we moved in, and they've just been getting bigger over the years as the linoleum ages. And like the floor is super creaky, and it's linoleum, so if you go in there barefoot, there's like this sound like as you walk across it barefoot. It's really annoying. I hate it. So I want to take out the floor, and I hate the bathtubs around. It's bad. It's not great. The sink is white. The toilet and the bathtub surround are now like an earthy grayish color. It's like almost pink, but not. The taupe is probably like a dusty taupe. They're old. I don't like them. And the toilet is not high efficiency. And I'm pretty sure there's been like some leakage over the years of like the faucets in the back. So I'm pretty sure some of like the wood is rotten, the insulation's not great. Like I want to tear that bathroom down to the studs and redo it, but I would probably need a couple of grand for that. But I want to do something nice for my parents and give them a really nice bathroom, and you know, something nice and new. So I'm gonna save up for that. But the least I can do is probably repair the towel rack and repaint. Paint will go a long way. Maybe I'll, once I get driving, I'll go out to Habitat for Humanity and see if they have like a cheap bathtub surround or like tiles and stuff, and I can collect stuff over the years or the year or so and like redo their bathroom in its entirety. One of the really big projects I want to do for this house is expand the downstairs bathroom and put in a nice shower so that there's a second washroom in this house that's usable. The thing about this house, like, there's something about the plumbing that I don't know what causes this, but if you turn on the water while someone's in the shower, if you turn on the hot water, they'll freeze. If you turn on the cold water, they'll get scalded. It's really bad, and we need someone to fix that. We need someone to fix that pronto. It's always been a thing, and I think it has something to do with the way the house was plumbed, and it's not great. My room too. I'm gonna repaint my room. I haven't decided what color yet. Right now my room is about the color of the bag strap that Maddie is wearing, but a little bit more saturated. Just a smidge. It's called Pool House Blue by Martha Stewart. No matter what I do, Casper's clothing comes out too dark to just ugly colors. Are you using Hero Forge? It just might be Hero Forge. I can't remember which chat I was in where we were sharing like color palettes for characters. Might have been in the regulars. It just might be Hero Forge. Could be the pieces that you're using. If you had an art program, you'd be able to like select an overlay on an image and adjust colors that way. Yeah, the problem is Mew Juice. My knee just tends to give out. my right knee just stops working sometimes because of that old injury I got at Rovent. Where I nearly tore all ligaments in my knee. It just stops working sometimes, and that's been really problematic. Especially since both the cars we have are standards. Keep trying to drink my tea and there's none left. Maybe I should put my teacup further back. But yeah, a ride along would be really helpful. Thanks for the hydrate, Cora. I just put my drink down. I think I might be done painting for the day. I'm not sure. Yeah. Sai was supposed to take me, and then she started having all sorts of mental health problems, and then we just never did. I would have had access to my Aunt Janet's car, but then she moved just as Sai started getting to a place where she would have been able to take me. So I then lost access to the car that I had access to. And it's just like... But I need to learn how to drive. Well, I know how to drive. I just need practice to get going again so that I can get the rest of my goddamn license and just be done with it. Because, oh my god. But I hate driving standard, and I think it was related to my ADHD, where there was just too much going on inside the car and outside. I would have panic attacks. Like, just thinking about it, I can feel myself getting another panic attack because of it. Like, I hate driving so much. But I need to be able to drive. Because if I want to do LARP Town, I have to be able to drive out there, and I have to be able to drive to Timmins from LARP Town, and even driving to Raymore, which is, you know, only 5 kilometers, but like I still have to have my license. I mean, I could drive illegally, no one would ever probably catch me, but still. I don't like breaking the law. I know a lot of other people just don't give a shit, but I do. Like, I wish we didn't have the graduated licensing system, because I would not have ever had a problem. Yeah, I just don't want to break the law. Like, I have scruples. I agree with the laws. I don't agree with how we go about doing the licensing system, but I agree with the laws. You know. Oh, you gotta go too? I'll see you later, Ross. I'll probably be done by the time you get back, depending on how long you're on. I think it's gonna be family coffee time shortly, too. I might have to start doing streams at 8 a.m. because the family likes to have coffee at 11, and I'm like, but but I'm streaming. You have a good day, Ross. You have a good weekend. Oh, this painting's so close to being done. So close. So close yet so far. No law break. Rewrite it. Insert appropriate time of day. Yeah. My biggest problem is, like, when I lived away from home, I had no access to a vehicle to practice, no one to teach me, and I couldn't afford any lessons that also included the car that I'd be tested in, and the drive test center was really far away and hard to get to by the bus, and it was such a hassle. And, like, I'll still have to wait the full year between the G2 and the G to do the test, apparently, because I never did the G2 test. Or the G test. Oh, God. The numbers, the letters. Ugh. So you get your G1, your G2, and then your G. And it's like, shouldn't it be the other way around? But no. Bye, Marinai. You have a great day. Man, Evan hasn't been on his soul level. Yeah, I know. First level, second level, full license. I get it. It's just confusing sometimes, especially for people who don't know the system either. And then you've got to explain it. I haven't seen Evan on in so long. I'm worried about him. Does anyone know what's happened to Evan? Maybe it's another convention. This meme that Conk posted, I don't totally understand it. Unless it's because the cloud looks like a dick. I think that might be it. Love doing lang stuff for Worlds, writing my introduction for one of the language concepts. Nice. Yeah, I wish linguistics didn't just confuse the fuck out of me. I love creating like my own alphabets and symbols and stuff, but the rest of the concepts are really I've been hugged. Thank you for the hug, Fantasy. Just a vibing moment. I like that song. It's too short though. I think we're gonna raid CNOT and end stream early today. I have lots I want to do over the weekend, mostly cleaning things up and organizing. But I also want to spend some time with my family. So I think I'm gonna let you guys go here. So we're gonna yeah, I'm just I'm kind of like off today. I'm a little bit tired. This week has been tiring. Last week was exhausting. I'm still catching up. So we're off sailing to other waters. Everybody have a great weekend. I know it's an early end to the stream, but 2.5 hours. We usually end at about 3. I think my family's out for coffee time, so I would like to go spend some time in the sun with them before it gets too cold to do so, because winter is on its way here and it comes sooner up here than it does in Kitchener. So I will see you guys next time. Have a great time at CNOTS, and yeah, I love you. Bye bye.